Right now, the Lord is taking the major prophet for me to now prophesy. Because I've seen that in the prophetic, when a major prophet is not prophesying, it seems that God is on holiday. But our God can never be on holiday, because our God is always speaking. And our God will continue to speak. And when he speaks, everything will happen. Because we are faced with a lot of issues in our country. In the country we find ourselves, we are faced with a lot of issues. And these issues we are faced with are the issues that we must do everything possible for the Lord to help us and to cross this bridge. Because every country that is underdeveloped, every country that is in the class of the third world country, is like a country that is already trapped in so many things, corruption and the rest of them. And this country will always stand on their feet to pray. A country where a lot of insecurity and so many things happening, poverty here and there, and too many things happening. And the Lord now begin to look at all these things to show the major prophet a lot of issues. The major prophet will come out here and prophesy them. Because when I come out here, I prophesy as it is. Because I'm seeing the people of Nigeria doing everything possible to adjust themselves, to see how they can accommodate all of the things they are passing through. Accommodate the insecurity, accommodate the poverty, accommodate the shame, and accommodate all of these negative things that are happening to them. And the more they are trying to accommodate it, the more the problem is changing gear. From gear 1 to gear 2, from gear 2 to gear 3, from gear 3 to gear 4 to gear 5. And the people of Nigeria are trying all their best to see how they can be able to now adjust themselves. And they are all completely pushed to the wall. The Lord said that people of Nigeria are pushed to the wall. And as they are put to the wall, it's left for the people of Nigeria to salvage themselves. To salvage themselves and say, oh, we are already at the wall. And when we are pushed to the wall, what shall we do? Is to what? Salvage themselves. Because all of your time you are waiting for your Messiah to come from heaven and come to the earth to Messiah you. That will not happen soon. That is not happening soon. Because the things you are looking at now, the price of commodities and everything you are looking at, is going to also double in the time that what the enemy have concluded to do is accomplished. You are going to use your money and buy the petrol, especially the petroleum product that you have. You are going to buy it at 2,000 naira. You are going to buy it at 1,005. You are going to buy it at 2,000 naira, and you will continue to buy it and continue to buy it. Because you are trying to adjust yourself to the situation you have found yourself. You have refused to now stand on your feet and discuss your matter. And because of this, the Lord has shown the major prophet that I'm seeing the people of Nigeria pushed to the wall and get to the extreme wall. Be careful as you're pushed to the wall so that you are not crushed into the wall. Be careful you are not crushed into the wall. Even as they are pushed to the wall, many people has already been crushed in the wall. And the few ones that are remaining there are trying to adjust to hold on to the thing that is trying to crush them. And this thing lingers and lingers, and after your election in 2027, it is going to worsen. It is going to worsen the way you never believe. It's going to worsen the way you can never imagine in your life. And this is the only time you have to rise and settle your problem. Rise and settle your matter. Because the issue of the people of Biafra and the people of Biafra is already overdue. Biafran exit is already overdue. And I'm seeing what's called the exit of the Biafrans already overdue and done to exit from the country Nigeria. Because a lot of issues, especially when it comes to what's called court cases in different places, court cases right there in Nigerian court of law regarding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the court case right there in Finland regarding the people that are called the people of Biafra government in exile, and regarding a lot of them and a lot of issues that are going here and there, and the marginalization and oppressions here and there, and the insecurity in a particular geopolitical zone, and all of the political brouhaha, is going to trigger what's called the exit of the people of Biafra, because the people of Biafra is overdue in Nigeria. Major prophet, I'm not here to fight anybody. I'm just here to prophesy what I see in the realm of the spirit. And when I prophesy what I see in the realm of the spirit, and you doubt the major prophet, please take your time and go back to 2013. From 2013, enter into 2014 and begin to listen to the prophecies from the major prophet. If there's anyone that failed, let the major prophet know. Because the prophecies from 2014 to 2015 to 16 to 17 till date, all the prophecies has all come to pass. But the Lord said the people of Nigeria should wake up and wake up, because what is coming is beyond what they can handle. Something big is about to happen. Something shocking is about to happen. And this is what's called completely pushed to the wall and crushed into the wall. May that not be our portion. Our prayer is that whatever want to crush the people, the Lord should have mercy. The Lord should take absolute control. For this is not our prayer. We do not desire this. We are not bargaining for this. This is not the will of God. This is not what we pray for. And this is not what we are asking for. May the Lord show us mercy. May the Lord show us mercy. May the Lord show us mercy. Bikarada boshi brakatata. Bikarada woshi kaprata baranda sklabato. Reko vradi brahanzondo ko brasila kata. Reketo sopra bakata barada. Sundelekeda. Resete kabrata. Because the people are completely pushed to the wall. And getting to the wall, they have nowhere to go. And the Nigerians are trying to now adjust themselves inside the wall that they are pushed to, from adjusting themselves, and they finally get to the point crushed to the wall. Because the 2027 everybody is thinking about is going to be brouhaha. It's going to be prophetic and also because called political brouhaha. And the brouhaha will shake everywhere. And the brouhaha will result into so many things. It will turn to what's called tribal issues. And this is what's called the North versus the South. But that South will be Southwest. Because the people and the Biafra matter is overdue. And overdue. And completely overdue. So we are making sure that in the prophetic we do that which God and God alone is proposed for us. Because our God is not a man. Our God is a God who maketh a way where there's no way. Our God is the one that lifted his people. Our God is the one that maketh a way where there's no way. Our God will never let his people down. And our God will help us. Our God will go ahead of us to now make a way to liberate the people and to set the people free. The people pushed to the wall. Where will they go when they get to the wall? What will they do as they get to the wall? What will be the next line of action? The people pushed to the wall, how are they going to survive? What's going to become of them? What is going to come out and be the end of the matter? The matter continue to linger. The matter continue to overpower. The matter continue to be heavier than the people can handle. May the Lord show mercy. The Lord arise. And they sang a song and they say, arise, O Lord, let the enemy be scattered. Arise, O Lord, let the enemy be scattered. Arise, O Lord, let the enemy be scattered. O Lord, our God, arise. They said, arise, O Lord, let the enemy be scattered. Arise, O Lord, let the enemy be scattered. Arise, O Lord, let the enemy be scattered. Oh Lord, our God, because The Lord wants the major prophet to stand as peace ambassador, as a peace mediator. Blessed are the peacemaker, for they shall be called the sons of God. The Lord wants the major prophet to stand and mediate, to stand in the gap and be the instrument that God Almighty is going to use to accomplish his purpose, to fulfill his plans, to fulfill his proposal, and to cause that which he has ordained to be into existence. And God will begin to do that which he alone is able to do. And God will begin to make that way where there's no way. And God will begin to shine the light even in darkness. And God will begin to now do that which there's no man that can do. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is
your name. Mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is your name.
Mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. It is well with us. It is well with our soul. It is well with our body. It's well with our existence. It is well with the nations. It's well with the presence of God in our life. Let God arise and destabilize the program of the enemy. Destabilize the plan of the wicked. Let the Lord arise and do that which he and he alone is capable of doing. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is your name.
It is well with you, your spirit, your soul, and your body.
Mighty warrior,
Great in battle.
Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah our defender.
Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah our deliverer.
Jehovah is your name. Mighty warrior,
Great
in battle. Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is your name. Mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name.
Jehovah is your name.
Alpha and Omega is your name.
Jehovah is your name. Mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your
bad to worse. And of course, remember that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the Isi Afro Kwabubu of the recent Biafra referendum, Biafra struggle, and the liberation of the indigenous people of Biafra, of which you and I know that the people who are behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's continuous detention is not even the people in the federal, but some of his brothers who are in the political sphere, some governors, some politicians, senators, and the rest of them who believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release is going to become a big blow to them because the man speaks the truth and exposes the hidden things of the evil politicians. Remember that before now, about 5 years ago or 10 years ago or thereabout, between 2015-17 and back, Nnamdi Kanu started talking about the invasion of the Fulanis all over Nigeria, which you and I know that is happening today, and that is to say that the man foresaw the future, and that is why the people who detained him have refused to release him, using the pendulum of injustice through his brothers. The Fulanis are using the pendulum of injustice through his brothers, making sure that Kanu is still being detained in the DSS custody. If not yes or no, why is Sunday Igboho released and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention? The Yorubas fought for Sunday Igboho and made sure that he is released. El Zazaki, the Hausas, the Fulanis made sure he is released. And what about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? His brothers could not fight for him because they have been paid. Let's go down to the full detail of the information. Family of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB has alerted the United Kingdom, insisting that allowing its leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to die in detention would be an utmost shame to their nation. Spokesperson for the family and younger brother to the detained pro-Biafra leader Emmanuel, in a statement yesterday, accused the British government of not protecting the rights of one of its own during rendition from Kenya and continued trial in Nigeria. His statement read in part, "With heartbreaks burdened by sorrow, we, the family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, issue the solemn declaration to the world. We do so not only in defense of our beloved brother, father, and uncle, but in defense of truth, justice, and sacred memory of over 5 million Biafrans slaughtered during Britain's orchestrated genocide from 1967 to 1970. The United Kingdom has never stopped killing Biafrans, only that the method have changed. Today, the same British government that armed Nigeria to stab Biafran children to death now stand accused of a far more cowardly crime, the silent, orchestrated, and diplomatic shielding of an illegal rendition, torture, and political trial of a British citizen for exercising freedom guaranteed under the British law. Let the world take note. Should Mazi Nnamdi Kanu die in the custody of Nigerian government, it will be to the eternal shame and blood-drenched legacy of the United Kingdom. Kanu, who accused the UK government of betraying his leader, brother, also recalled in June 2021, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a lawful British citizen and leader of a peaceful self-determination movement, IPOB, registered under the UK law, was abducted in Nairobi, Kenya, subjected to extraordinary rendition without due process, and illegally transferred to Nigeria by operatives, whose trial the British authorities have deliberately ignored. This transactional crime was carried out in clear violation of Kenyan and international law. Yet, British said nothing. Worse still, their silence gave Nigeria the license to act with impunity. Why was the British High Commissioner in Nairobi inactive while a British citizen was drugged, tortured, and flown out in chains? Why was the UK Foreign Office complicit in turning a blind eye to this abduction that violated every known treaty obligation under the international human rights and consular laws? The answer is now painfully clear. Britain was not merely bystander. Britain was a co-conspirator. Following his illegal rendition, the UK government pretended to be engaged. The British consular officials visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody in Abuja. He asked one simple question: why is the United Kingdom allowing a British citizen to be tried for broadcasts made in UK, where both IPOB and Radio Biafra are lawful entitles? The response was both evasive and inducious. Well, get back to you, but they never did. Instead, within 4 days of that meeting, Nigeria's then Attorney General Abubakar Malami quietly amended the charges against Kanu, removing London, United Kingdom as the alleged location of the offense. The only logical inference in that is that the British authorities either advised Nigeria to do this or consented to a cover-up to evade the UK's own jurisdictional responsibilities. Emphasizing more on the British government's alleged silence on the brothers' ordeal, Kanu said, despite IPOB's legal status in the UK and the total absence of any UK court order outlawing its activities, the British government has continually refused the challenge Kanu unlawful prosecution in Nigeria. Why? Because they know what every international legal scholar knows, that the alleged offense occurred outside Nigeria territory, that the primary jurisdiction lies in the UK, not Nigeria, that the rendition violated the UK's own Extradition Act, the Commonwealth Mutual Assistance Treaty, and all norms of international laws. Yet, when the question was asked of the British Foreign Office, why won't you demand that your own citizen be returned to either the UK or Kenya, where he was abducted? They offered the most cowardly response imaginable: we cannot interfere in a Nigerian trial. This is just false. It is a betrayal. The UK government has, in fact, interfered constantly by suppressing evidence, shielding Nigerian impunity, and erasing its own culpability from chain of events that led to Kanu's ongoing ordeal. Similarly, Kanu has accused the British government of being obsessed with Biafra. He said in 1968 they supplied the arm that killed Biafran children. In 2021, they supplied the silence that allowed their citizens to be kidnapped and tortured. What exactly did the Igbo people do to Britain to deserve this generational hatred? It is our resilience, our enterprise, our refusal to bow to colonial structures, masquerading as post-colonial government. Why is it that every time an Igbo leader rises to speak truth to power, Britain rushes to undermine him? It is time for the world to know Britain's hatred for the Igbo people has outlived colonialism, that they could not achieve the bombs and starvation in 1967. They now pursue through legal manipulation, judicial collusion, and geopolitical deceit. The time to speak is now. This statement is not made in anger, it is made in defiance. We defy the centuries of British deception in Africa. We defy the silence that enables crime against our people, and we defy the notion that a British citizen can be abducted, tortured, tried abroad without the UK lifting a finger. If Britain cannot protect its own citizens, then it should admit publicly that some British citizens are more equal than others. Let the world judge. However, listing